ankle, knee, or shoulder pain, please call the Health Alert Hotline at 800-428-1570. That's 800-428-1570. Agents are standing by 24/7, so go ahead and call now. 800-428-1570.
Welcome, folks, to Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez. I am joined in studio with Florida Rick, and we have also Oklahoma Brian. That's the team of us three. Those are the two co-hosts with me. We're on Sports Byline USA Radio Network, American Forces, iHeart, YouTube. We stream live, also Facebook Live. You guys, the heater continues. Rick, the heater is still going.
Yeah, Frank. What a night last night. Another, what was it, about a 5-1 or 6-1 night. Our one loss was that we gave out between me and Joey was LSU.
No. It was the Hawks.
LSU. No, Atlanta Hawks lost by 7. We gave them out +6. Every other game we covered, and most of those games we covered by a half point or a point. So we can't complain about our one loser that we lost by a point. Since Rutgers, who was down 20 in the second half, comes all the way back. And we get the cover and lose by a point in the final seconds, so we can't complain about that.
No, we win by a point.
Right, they lost the game by a point, and we covered by half a point.
Right.
And then we had Creighton, which was blew another 20-point lead in the second half, went to overtime, and they actually covered the -5 and won by 6 there. So we had that one, and we had and how about that Boston-Sacramento play? Give it out at 3.5 yesterday. I think there might have been some 4 still going on, and then as soon as the show ended, we were in the car, and when I said to you, Frank, look, Kyrie Irving's just announced out. And the line went down to 1.5. It ended up settling at 2. So if you got it when we gave it out, you would have had 3.5 or 4. Closed at 2 if you bought back some, which wouldn't have been a bad idea because the Celtics have won, I think, 6 in a row without Kyrie Irving. You would have hit the middle there. So, yeah, the Heat was an easy winner.
But Brian, I don't know if you noticed, because we have a overtime bad beat whining bucket that we have about 8 or 9 tickets in there. Every time a game goes to overtime, we lose. We can't get enough points. Yesterday, we get to take 2 tickets out. We actually won 2 of them in overtime, where we laid 5.5 and won by 6.
That is the best feeling, isn't it?
Oh, that tastes so good. Almost like when I went to the bathroom this morning. It's better than sex. I mean, I was done. There was like a tear in my eye. It just doesn't get any better than that. Folks, when we come back, we got a great show for you today. Fifth Street Sports. We got Florida Rick in the house and Oklahoma Brian.
My neighbors always ask me, hey, Pete, how do you keep your yard so nice?
Pete makes it simple with a Scott's Turf Builder feeding program. It's the best way to get the yard you want all year long, guaranteed. All it takes is 4 easy feedings. Just once in early spring, late spring, summer, and fall. Providing nutrition and weed control to keep your lawn lush and green.
So, now you know my secret.
This is a Scott's Yard. Pick up a Scott's Turf Builder program today.
Hey, it's Mom. Somebody forgot to thaw the chicken, so meet us at Chili's for 3 for $10. Oh, and congratulate your sister on her report card. It's not great, but this time she didn't try to hide it from us. Oh, and remember, tonight's your dad's goatee intervention. Love you. See you at Chili's.
Come in now for Chili's 3 for $10. Starter, entree, and drink for just $10. With entrees like hand-battered chicken crispers, and for a limited time, our mouth-watering sirloin steak topped with garlic butter. Together, we Chili's. Available at participating locations only.
I'm Nick Ebram. I like to have a nice smooth shave. I do have a goatee. I like to make sure the skin around it is nice and smooth. And when you're using one of those disposable razors, you never know what you're going to get. You don't get a great shave. I tell you, I have found the solution to my shaving issues with Harry's razors. Non-slip, comfortable handle. I think these are absolutely the best. Right now, you can get a $13 value trial set. Comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave. Weighted ergonomic handle, a 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip, a rich lathering shave gel, a travel blade cover. You can get a $13 value trial set right now. Go to harrys.com/World Soccer. Go right now, harrys.com/World Soccer. Redeem your offer right now and let them know that I, Nick Ebers, sent you. harrys.com/World Soccer to go get your Harry's razors.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. That's 800-957-6063.
Folks, we're back. This is Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez, joined in studio with Florida Rick, and we have Oklahoma Brian. We got everybody on here. I'm sure we're going to get plays from Joey Casano and Daniel Wages. That's the starting lineup. Well, Brian, it's good to have you back, buddy. We were trying to get a radar fix on you yesterday, and because, I was going to tell you, we're going to talk about a big thing that you've had a 6-week head start on. I mean, before CNN or Fox or anybody, Rick is going to bring it in. But, I was worried about you because on some of the comments you've been making with Alabama and stuff, I don't know if you're day drinking or not. If you are, we can get you help. This is a big corporation. But, folks, Brian and Rick, you guys.
Are you saying you're against day drinking?
No, I'm not. But sometimes it can become a problem. I mean, you got to drink with your head, not over it. You know what I mean?
You don't think we can become the Hoda and Kathy Lee of sports betting?
No, we can. But anyway, so Brian, we got to hand this to you, and then you and Rick are going to go with this. You had a 5 or 6 week WikiLeaks kind of thing on this LSU. So Rick, why don't you tell everybody the big head start we had on this?
Well, I'm going to let Brian kind of introduce the story, but Brian's been saying for about 5 or 6 weeks now that watch out for LSU. Big things are coming. Specifically with the basketball program, specifically with the head coach, Will Wade. And it just got announced here in the last hour or two on ESPN, the breaking story. And, Brian, what's exactly say on ESPN about Will Wade?
Well, it's more wiretaps that are released. And basically he offered to pay a substantial amount of money. I believe that actually haven't had a chance to read the article, but my phone's been blowing up with text messages. I think one of the things that was offered was the equivalent of the NBA rookie salary or minimum salary. That's hard to believe, but wow. Yeah, this is literally like breaking right now. But yeah, I've known for quite some time that there's some people down in Baton Rouge digging around looking for this stuff, and I think one person told me the exact quote was, they've been there for 2 weeks and they definitely weren't there for the jambalaya. So we kind of knew this was coming, and I tell you, it's not just LSU though. This was the case that we're all waiting for the details to come out, but there's a couple other ones. There's one actually. So the NCAA is not going to reveal anything now. It goes against their own self-interest to announce stuff in March, obviously with the tournament about to begin, but. There are a couple of schools that are really, really under the microscope of the NCAA. I think you'll see that come out in the next few months, and there's it's going to be really bad. The funny thing though, is the one thing that these schools all seem to have in common is they have the Adidas link to it, and don't kid yourself to think that this wasn't happening at the Nike schools. We just haven't gotten those, those stories haven't come out yet. But at the moment, the Adidas guys have all the Adidas employees and a lot of the assistant coaches are rolling, and they're making deals, they're cooperating, and so we're starting to see the fruits of those cooperation deals are starting to surface.
Yeah, because everybody remembers your quote on this that you said at least 5 times. This is the tip of the iceberg, right?
It is. It's rampant throughout the sport. It's kind of funny. I mean, it's not, okay. Some people say it's not funny. I think there's a little bit of humor to it. The stories that were released this summer, as the transcripts of these court cases were released, you saw a lot of patterns of the same schools, and you wonder, like, schools that showed up repeatedly, like Creighton, for example. Creighton was the highest bidder on several players. They didn't necessarily get the players, but you wonder, as you watch, say, this year's Creighton team play, you have to wonder what do those guys get? And again, I don't know, but there's so much that's going to break, and I suspect there'll be a lot of journalists that will that will publish their stories in the next 10 days, right before the NCAA tournament tips off, because that's the that's the optimum time. If you're sitting on a bombshell, why would you not publish it the week before March Madness?
Well, I think they want to let this tournament get through without a hitch, right?
Well, it depends on who they is. If you want to sell magazines, you want to sell magazines, and the timing is everything. What's going to be really interesting with this LSU case and with Sean Miller at Arizona and a lot of these guys is, up until now, try not to use the Trump analogy, because I don't know where that's going to end up. But, from a legal standpoint, you can, if you're not under oath, you can pretty much tell any story you want. But once you're put under oath and you're subpoenaed and you're testifying in a court case, it's a completely different matter to tell a story that's not accurate. So up till now, the stories have been pretty benign that, Will Wade and Sean Miller and even Bill Self, a lot of these guys have, but we'll see, come April 22nd when these guys have to testify, if they change their story. And if they don't, I suspect we're probably heading down a perjury scenario possibly. And if they do change their tone, there's no telling what they're actually going to come out and say. So it'll be exciting. It's going to, this next court case starts like 2 weeks after the March Madness ends.
Which I'm kind of glad. I mean, I just, they can do it after the tournament. I would rather, breaking this before the tournament right now was, like telling like Aunt Mildred's check's going to bounce at the birthday party. Like, by the way, when the kid's opening up his check for $100, you don't want to tell the kid that the check's going to bounce from Aunt Mildred. Let him enjoy his party. And then, when he puts it in the bank in a day or two, then it'll bounce and he can deal with Aunt Mildred. Like, we would rather deal with this after the tournament,
Yeah, true. Although I would like to I was going to propose that we make our own 64-team bracket of coaches and legal consequences. So you could have like a bracket, of potential coaches that you think are going to, face some kind of fine or jail time. And as you're accurately, yeah, go ahead.
Would we use the NCAA bracket?
Yeah, we would put like the 64 coaches that we suspect might be in some kind of scrutiny onto the bracket, and then we'll just have them advance. So if you had, say you had, Will Wade going up against, Sean Miller, right. Then you would have to identify which guy actually gets a longer sentence, and then he would advance.
What do we get if we pick the Final Four? Like.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the you have to make it into a contest, I suppose. We all put in $1. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Final Four coaches, right? I mean, I'm going to go. Well, I mean, I know you're going to use LSU is the number 1 seed, right?
I would say LSU and Arizona are 1 seeds for sure. Kansas, despite how bad their their actual basketball seasons, they're a 1 seed in the probation bracket for sure.
So where would who would be your other 1 seed? That's 3 1 seeds. Who would be your other 1 seed in this probation bracket?
I'll tell you what, I like as a long shot. I like Memphis as a long shot. You know, they're not a 1 seed, but I'd keep an eye on them. That could be a good one.
I mean, let me ask you something. If we did this, like you've always proposed the steroids Hall of Fame for baseball, and now we have like the probation bracket for basketball, we should have all these kind of things, you know?
We should.
Yeah.
I mean, now they're not going to wait like the Michael Jackson. They're not going to wait till these coaches are dead so they can't defend themselves. Like this thing going on with Michael Jackson, this poor guy can't even defend himself now. You know,
poor guy.
Like why did they wait? Why did they wait for all this to? Like they could have brought it out years ago. I know why they waited. But when we come back, folks, we got a great topic coming up. Florida Rick in the house, Oklahoma Brian, Frank Perez. We'll be back in 3 minutes, folks.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit, and 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the tax helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. That's 800-932-1749.
Guys, we're back. It's a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous Thursday afternoon here in Las Vegas. I think we're going to be getting close to 75, 77, clear and sunny. We're on Sports Byline USA Radio Network, American Forces, iHeart, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. We have Florida Rick in the house, my co-host, and my other co-host. Oklahoma. Brian, he's right there. Brian, okay, just a touch because we gotta touch this a little bit because I don't know if you ever seen the movie Seabiscuit, but if you see Seabiscuit, the owner of Seabiscuit kept hammering it until he created such a thing that he finally got a race with I think it was War Admiral.
Yeah, it was.
With War Admiral. You know, a contest. We can create such a ruckus here to have this Alabama team play the AAF champion this year. Say, we want to see this challenge. Could you imagine if we ever got that ruckus? But that's the good news, if we could ever get that going. The bad news is I have some quotes from the Five Dimes and VFBet stage managers that I presented Alabama versus the top AAF team. The last one quote said, I told him about you, my co-host, that you would bet Alabama. And he says, he sounds like a guy that would open up an auto parts store in Amish country. Okay. The other one.
You know what? I really respect those guys, but I will say, as I've said many times about them, it's easy to make lines on lots of things. But when you only take $50 or $100 on it, I'm not sure. I put a lot of stock into my confidence in their ability to make weird lines. I'm 100% sure Alabama smokes them. And like I said, the actual announcer of the Birmingham Iron, but you're impressed, actually knew the name of the team. He actually is on record as saying they would lose by multiple touchdowns to Alabama. He's a paid employee of the team. Broadcasts all their games, knows the personnel, probably knows more players than you do in the AAF. And he says they would get smoked by Alabama. So how do you reconcile that?
Well, I don't know what that means. Have you heard the announcers on TVG in the horse racing thing? These guys never, ever pick. They don't even know what they're talking about. They never even pick a winner. So announcers don't know. Like Kurt Gowdy and them, and they didn't know anything.
I'm going to interrupt here. Brian, I feel like every time we talk about this, you and I clash on this.
Yes.
So he's the announcer. He's just the announcer.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything.
That's it. So he's the guy that sits there and does commentary for their games.
That's right.
Okay, so he probably doesn't know any of them. I think there's a way to reconcile this. I think there's a few ways you can reconcile this. One, he could be the announcer. Sure, he could only be exposed to that, right? Two, he could be a huge, massive Alabama homer, just like you, Brian, just like you.
No, he's a collegiate homer. He's a collegiate homer. That's what he really
okay,
is.
all right.
I don't
know. I'm just saying.
I actually think Clemson's better. Clemson would be a bigger favorite. I use Alabama because it's a more recognizable brand name. But
yeah,
Clemson
well, I think
my preferred team.
I think at this point, a lot of us see Alabama as kind of the hallmark for what collegiate athletics can be. But I don't know. I mean, he's the announcer, Brian. Can you really take that much stock into him? I doubt he knows any of the players. I doubt he really does much else than watch the games and says his part on it.
But
I don't know. It's like saying it's like watching a soccer game and here I was actually discussing this with Nick the other day. Steve Nash is in doing commentary and analysis on soccer for TNT. Can I really trust Steve Nash with any of this kind of stuff?
Well, his brother was a pro soccer player. His dad was a pro soccer player.
It's like taking Alexi Lawless and having him do analysis on the Lakers.
Right.
Come on. I don't care how much he might
Nash,
like soccer, but the dude's never played professionally. He's never played at a collegiate level even.
I mean, a Birmingham's announcer. Where did they get him from?
To be fair, wait, doesn't Steve Nash own the Vancouver franchise?
Yeah, but being an owner does not make you knowledgeable on soccer.
Like being a UPS driver does not make you a bad football player. And it's not like it's
necessary to be a soccer player to have knowledge, but how much stock can you put in that, right? He doesn't have a ton of skin in the game, so to speak. He's a part or full owner of whatever team, and he's a former professional basketball player. I think it's silly he's
okay. Well, how many?
Or not an announcer, excuse me, an analyst.
Well, how many people on this planet have actually had to suffer through and watch an AAF game? I would say he's part of a small fraternity. He's actually watched the games.
Okay, well, listen now. Look, this is quote. I'll quote you just three little quick things on the analysis of this game from the headline maker and market makers at Five Dimes. They said here, okay, Alabama versus the AAF champion. Every player for the AAF would start for Alabama. It's not like players only improve from their freshman to senior year. Football players, barring injury, peak in their late 20s. I suspect it's a consistent line of improvement from 18 to 29. The NFL would okay. How many Alabama players could start for AAF? A few, but the depth is what they would kill them, because every player on the Orlando or on let's say the Arizona Hotshots would start for Alabama. Every player would start for Alabama.
No way. First of all, here's the moment they quit playing football and put on that brown suit and start driving that truck, and eating Taco Bell every day, they're no longer professional. They're no longer football players. They're UPS drivers.
Let me tell
they
you
have
something.
Great stories. Like you're no longer a highlight player. You got great stories, but I don't think you could. Hey, if there was let me ask you a question. If there was a college highlight, okay, imagine highlight was like a big deal in Division I sports. Would you say 10 years out of the game, would you be able to compete against the Alabama of college highlight?
Absolutely. I would do just like when Ty Cobb got interviewed. They asked him what he would do with modern pitching, with the sliders and everything, and he said to the guy interviewing him, I would hit about 290. And the interviewer said, but Ty, you're a 343 lifetime hitter. You would only hit 290. And he says, yeah, but I'm 71. I would definitely have been able to play. See, that's where you don't know the difference between. It's like the guy just said, you don't stop improving. You don't just improve from freshman to senior. From senior to the next 7 years, you're continuously improving. So when you see these guys in the AAF that have graduated college 3 or 4 years ago and have been playing, they're much stronger than a freshman or a sophomore from Alabama. It's a big difference between 19 and 25. And
Boy.
One last thing, okay? There are over 125 Hall of Fame baseball players that had off-season jobs delivering for the post office, working at the local gas stations. Back in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, you don't need to. It's not shameful to have another part-time job. It doesn't make you a bad player.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make you a bad player, but it does make you not a professional player. I mean, I think the question we have to ask ourselves is what is our definition of professional player? I would say it's closer to it's way closer to a Alabama or a Clemson football player than it is to a Birmingham Iron player. Okay, here's an example. Okay, if you were to sketch out on a chalkboard the pecking order of professional football, with NFL being at the very top, NFL practice squad being number 2, maybe CFL number 3, I think the AAF is like the 6th or 7th division. That's where I think we are not connecting. I think you think that they're just like they're checking their cell phone, every 5 minutes, waiting for an NFL general manager to tell them he's ready for them to come join the squad. When the reality is, the ship has sailed for these guys. These guys are not ever going back to the NFL, no matter what they tell their wives or kids. My big break's around the corner. No, their big break is.
Well, in the next 2 years from the AAF, how many players will play in the NFL from the AA that will play this year or next year that will move up to the NFL? How many do you think?
Well, let's use the analogy. Okay, here's a great analogy. I would use this. I think you'll agree this is fair. If we rewind the tape 15 years, let's say we go back to 2005, okay, to NFL Europe, I would say in terms of the players available, best case scenario, that would be the measuring stick of the AAF. But in reality, I think the NFL Europe was a more polished put together a product. This is probably several rungs below NFL Europe, and you'd be surprised at how few guys from NFL Europe actually. I mean, we hear the stories about Kurt Warner's and John Kitna's and all these guys that excelled in the in NFL Europe, but very few of them really made it into the NFL as big name players. Maybe 10 guys.
Well, the way I see it, I think Clemson and Alabama next year will probably have more players playing in the AAF than they do in the NFL, because all the ones that get drafted up to the NFL that don't make it, they're going to want to stay in shape and go make 10 or 20,000 a game in the AAF until they can get to the NFL 2 years later.
Well, they're not making 20,000 a game in the AAF.
Well,
unless they're betting on it.
Maybe in a year or two they might.
Maybe unless they're round robining the unders with their game check.
13-3. 13-3 by the way. Well, folks, we are going to get ready for a break, and it is the segment of talk that you can bet on. We have Florida Rick in the house. That's where he comes in strong. Oklahoma Brian. Hopefully Joey Casano sends me a game. He'll be on Monday. Daniel Wages. Hello, buddy. Send us something yesterday. Nice pick on Wyoming. We lost a little bit on Washington State, but be back in 3 minutes, folks.
Using an overpriced trash bag?
Pricey, pricey, pricey!
A bag that breaks?
Whippy, whippy, whippy!
Or a smelly bag?
Stinky, stinky, stinky!
Time to switch to Hefty Ultra Strong trash bags, always at an ultra low price.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!
They're our best bags yet, and they cost less than Glad Force Flex, where sold head to head. So you'll be
happy, happy, happy!
Hefty Ultra Strong with Arm & Hammer odor control. Also available in heavy-duty black bags.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
For professional staffing, there's only one name you need to know. Robert Half. Robert Half custom matches our candidates to your specific hiring requirements by combining personalized service from local staffing experts with an advanced matching technology based on 70 years of successful placements. For highly skilled accounting, finance, IT, legal, marketing, or administrative staffing, count on Robert Half. We'll find you productive, engaged employees. Learn more at roberthalf.com/radio.
Folks, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports, the segment of money talk you can bet on. We're on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Catch us on American Forces, iHeart, YouTube, streaming live, also Facebook. Florida Rick in the house. That's one of our master handicappers. We got Oklahoma Brian on the other one. So far, I got nothing in from Joey Casano. Guys, JoeyCasano.com. Go there. The guy's been awesome. I mean, awesome. The stuff he gives me, I recommend him highly. And with protege Daniel Wages, if he wants to bring in anything. But this is where you guys take over. Okay, so this is talk you can bet on.
Before we get there, guys, I wanted to pull up our messages through our YouTube live chat. So, like always, we're streaming live during the show. www.facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk and youtube.com/Fifth Street Sports. So, with that being said, we're going to check out some of the messages through our live stream chat. This one is from YouTube from our friend Billy Donlin. He's asking the guys, any thoughts on Orlando -3.5, total 34 versus Birmingham, best two AAF teams this year? Go ahead, guys.
Oh, Billy, I'm just going to say under. That's all I've been saying all year long, 13-3 on the under.
Yeah, but remember what you were talking about earlier or in the week, actually I think yesterday, the totals now are 34. At this point, they've played 4 games now. These teams are starting to get, their offenses in tune, some chemistry is developing between the players. Boy, I don't think I could ever go under a 34 at this stage. What do you think, Brian? I would only go over at this point.
Oh, I totally agree. I think I would only go over at this point. And as far as the side goes, I like the old ball coach laying the 3.5.
Spurrier, right?
That would be him. Yep.
Yeah, that's a professional coach. Okay, here we are, just proving my case. But do we got anything else there, Andrew? On the that's it. Okay, now
I bet he makes more money. I bet he makes more money doing Dos Equis commercials than he does coaching in the AAF. But yeah, he's a coach at one point.
But you can't. He's having a good time, and you can't put a price on a good time. All right. So
I heard that.
Okay. So now here we go. Rick, talk you can bet on, buddy. If you want to go there, unless you want to talk about the ponies.
We can discuss that. I was just going to say that that Birmingham analyst that Brian was talking about that said that Alabama would win by a few touchdowns. He isn't just an analyst. He was a former player at Alabama, played there. I think he graduated about 10 years ago, was a 3-year starter. So he knows the Alabama team very well. He knows the Birmingham team very well. He's, of course, their main play-by-play analyst. So I think he's more – if you're talking about like a Kurt Gowdy or one of these old announcers, you're right. That would kind of be a joke. But this guy, he's only 30, 32 years old, and he's he's got his stuff together. So I think what he says actually means a lot more than what coming from if we're some 65-year-old, play-by-play announcer who doesn't know the game as well. But yeah, but as for the games tonight, I know Brian's got some HBCU games that he had mentioned earlier that he liked. I don't know what they are, so.
Can I give you one early before you guys go? I just got it in from Joey Casano.
Yeah. Sure.
Joey Casano at joeycasano.com just came in on Arkansas Little Rock +1. Arkansas Little Rock +1. All right, you guys go with it.
I got quite a few games. I'm going to start off with a non-HBCU game, and then we'll go into the HBCU. So, first game I like is a team that I believe is getting 2. Yeah, getting 2, and that is game 653. Viagra, Purple Eagles.
Okay.
As I go,
Viagra or Niagara? Viagra.
Either Niagara. I always thought they're purple.
I can't hear him that well, but I thought he said Viagra.
Yeah, I was going to check my hearing. Okay, Niagara. Okay, +2.
Maybe they could get an endorsement if they change the name. Okay, now moving into my HBCU wheelhouse here. Got a few games I like tonight. First one is Jackson State laying 8.5. I think you got to lay 8.5 now. I still like it. I saw it in a lot of sharp accounts actually laying some 8.5 at home against Alabama A&M, and that's game 307-132. Next game is game 307-125, and that would be Alcorn State. I believe they're the Braves. They used to be. They might have changed it. Alcorn State getting 16. So I like that. Next game would be Alabama State. That's game 307-127, getting 6. Moving on up to game 307-129. That's Southern. I'm going to make a pit stop in Texas here and give you another small game I like a lot. This is fantastic rivalry. Get excited every time when these two teams get together. This is University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley hosting California Baptist. I'm not sure what channel that's going to be on tonight, but
it's in the 500 or 600s. I know that.
I think so. Okay. I'll be laying 6.5 on UTRGV. How's that for a
yeah, good, but
mouthful?
you didn't give us the line on that Southern. Here we go, you guys. We got breaking news. Fifth Street Sports breaking news. That is usually, or it is America's Worst Bettor is in on a play. You guys, we really liked. We fade this guy. We go the other way. This guy's probably the worst bettor in the country. Until next week. Okay, here it is. America's Worst Bettor just came in on 548 tonight. The Bucks -10. So we are fading that. Rick, that means we go with who are they playing?
Indiana.
That means we're going to take Indiana +10. We fade America's Worst Bettor. Okay, Brian, getting back to your Southern game, what was the
12.
line on that? Oh, 12. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. And then on this last game, what was it? Did you like?
On UTRGV, I was like saying that. Laying 6.5.
6.5. Okay. Wow, you got 5 games in your.
Actually, I got a couple more. If you,
we'll take them.
Before we get there, Brian, we actually got Joey Casano and Daniel Wages picks in just now.
Wait. Is Daniel Wages on Southern Utah?
No.
Okay, good.
Nope, neither of them.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. Casano's pick coming in through our YouTube live chat is 612 Arkansas Little Rock +1.
Yeah.
And then Daniel Wage's pick is 648 Portland State +5.5.
There it is, guys. There it is. Portland State +6.5. Love it. Thank you guys very much. Sharp bunch of dudes. Those are 2 sharp guys. JoeyCasano.com. All right, Brian, you're back up.
Okay, how about 2 more games? I'll throw out the Ducks of Howard. That's 307-121. They're actually the Bison, but
what's their name?
Yeah, I always like to call them the Ducks since I was a little kid because of obvious reasons, but they're really the Bison.
What's the spread there?
They're getting 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got another one?
I'll throw out one last game, and that is Maryland Eastern Shore, and they are laying 4 at home against Delaware State. Should be a doozy.
Wow, you're out there with 7 games tonight. 7 minor league conference games and 1 major league conference game. Brian is out there. Boy, he came back swinging, Rick.
Yeah, you gave so many games. What was the major conference game you gave?
What was
Niagara?
Niagara.
Oh,
Purple.
I wouldn't consider that a major conference either. But
Purple Bills.
Medium.
Okay, all right. So nice. All right. Well, that's a lot of places.
Now you're
there
up,
to,
buddy. You are up, Florida Rick.
All right. Well, I don't have that many plays today, unfortunately, Frank. But let's start in the NBA because America's Worst Bettor came in on Milwaukee. I didn't have a strong side in that game personally. I had a lean towards Indiana. Now my lean's a little bit stronger considering that he's coming in Milwaukee. Milwaukee just came off this long West Coast road trip. Their last game, they just got beat, and now they're coming home playing a very tough Indiana team who's played great without Victor Oladipo. Nobody saw it coming. Everyone figured once Oladipo was out, their season would kind of go in the tank. And here they are still in the 3 seed in the East, going against Milwaukee, who's the 1 seed, clear 1 seed. So double digits does seem like a lot of points. I would definitely lean Indiana here. I'm not making an official play, but with America's Worst Bettor, it makes it that much stronger. So maybe like a quarter, half a unit on Indiana. As for the other NBA game, I do like that one a lot. Brian, you might like this one too. Oklahoma City's playing at Portland tonight. Portland's -3.5 at home. Portland's been playing really good basketball, coming home from an East Coast trip where they did really well, and I think they only lost one game on that trip, maybe two. Anyway, so they're coming home tonight. I don't typically like teams coming back home after long trips, but I do think Portland gets the job done tonight. Portland is, fighting hard to become the 3 seed in the West, and I think they might get there. So I'm going to lay the 3.5 with Portland tonight. Do you like that pick too, Bri, or are you more on the OKC side or no?
Well, I mean, OKC, I'm wondering if they're ever going to win again. They look so bad right now. Defense is atrocious for OKC. But, man, I hate betting on teams coming home after a long road trip. Hey, speaking of Portland, guy that was born there, you just mentioned Indiana. Did you ever see this coming from Sabonis? I think he's kind of a breakthrough player the next year or so. I never saw this coming. Looks like he's emerging as a real potential all-star.
Yeah, who would have thought it? I mean, from his days at Gonzaga, coming in as a the first-round draft pick, but we never thought he was going to be much of an NBA player, more of a role player, and he's become a really like a key player in Indiana, if not their number one go-to guy, and their number two guy with Oladipo out. So yeah, I wonder if he'll end up in Portland one day. Since his dad was such a big star there, and I guess
he was born there. He grew up in Portland.
Yeah, I think at some point he's going to end up in Portland, whether he's a free agent or traded, or somehow he's going to end up there. So yeah, that's my only NBA play. In terms of college, I have 2 plays tonight I like in college. Brian, did you notice that tonight Cincy is playing at UCF? Did you see that game on the schedule?
Wow, who would have ever thought that'd be a great game? But what a great game!
Incredible game too. They're both top 25 teams now. UCF has broken through the top 25 after that win at Houston. UCF opened to 2.5. They're down to 1.5 right now. I actually do like Cincy in this spot. I think UCF had that big win at Houston. They're going to come down. They can't really get up for 2 huge games in a row like this. I think Cincy wins in a close game here. I like getting 2. If you somehow you can get 2.5, or maybe 2.5 on the bye, I think that's worth it too.
Yeah, I typically agree. Yeah, this UCF team, what a crazy story. So, 2 weeks ago, they're on the outside looking in of the bubble for the tournament, and now they're fighting for a 5 seed. It's what a crazy, rise that's been for them, huh?
Absolutely. Now they got a real shot. But now you agree totally too with what Rick said about on all these little mini conference games right now. The under, right? Just blanket bet the under.
You absolutely get a good number. I mean, you don't want to wait until post time and bet it, but yeah, early bird gets the worm on conference unders. But and I like round robbing them in the same arena, so tie them all together because you're going to have stiff rims in some arenas.
All right, Brian, hold that thought. We'll be back, folks. Got to take a timeout. Back in 3.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for their business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Guys, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports. This is our wrap-up segment. But in the last one, in the Talk You Can Bet On segment, Rick had his absolutely best pick of the day, and we are going to give him this 2 minutes or minute and a half so he can share that with us.
Okay, yeah, I was getting to this, and then the break came, but my favorite pick of the night, and this is something we talked about earlier, is game 616, Illinois, -2 at home against Indiana. If you could get a money line in the -125 range or so, I would recommend laying that. Maybe, well, of course, -120, but 130 or lower, I'd say take the money line. Otherwise, lay the 2. I think Illinois is a better team, a worse record, but Indiana struggled this year really bad, especially in the Big Ten. They had a nice win against Wisconsin. They played Michigan State tough, but this is Illinois senior night. It's their biggest game of the year. I expect them to come out here guns a-blazing. I expect them to win this game and kind of win it going away. So I love Illinois. Game 6-1-6 -2. I think there's a double-digit win for them.
There he goes, folks. I hope you've been paying attention. Write it down. Brian's in on 8 plays tonight. 6 of them in the junior circuit, and 1 in the middle circuit. 2, right? You got you got Niagara, and
I guess you would say that the WAC is a 3-digit spread. So I would say that's
yeah.
Actually, no, the WAC is a 6-digit. I didn't realize that. The WAC is a 6-digit rotation. Right. So, yeah. So I guess you'd say I have one real game, and it's not even a real. I mean, the MAAC, the Metro Atlantic Athletic Association, I believe, is the Niagara Conference, and that is hardly. It's a 16 seed, pretty much every year now. So I don't know why it's not a 6-digit, but. Yep.
Folks, and don't forget, we got JoeyCasano.com came in on Arkansas Little Rock game 612, and Daniel Wages 648 Portland plus 5.5. Rick's best pick Illinois -2 and Cincinnati +2. Also Portland. Brian's got a whole boatload. You got to pay attention, folks. Hey Brian, nice show, buddy. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it, folks. We appreciate you and we thank you. This is Fifth Street Sports. We will see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern.